Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're digging into the intense global scramble for Greenland, a massive island of ice that's, well, suddenly become one of the most strategic pieces of real estate on the entire planet. Yeah, that pretty blunt statement from former President Donald Trump back in 2019 really threw a spotlight back on a conversation that had been pretty quiet for decades. But what is really going on here? What's behind this forceful, almost obsessive desire to acquire Greenland? I mean, on the surface, it sounds a little weird, right? 80% of the island is buried under a 2-kilometer thick sheet of ice, and temperatures can easily drop to minus 30 degrees Celsius. But the real answer involves military power, incredible buried treasure, and nothing less than the future of global trade. Okay, let's dive into this. So first thing you gotta know is that Trump's offer wasn't some crazy idea that came out of nowhere. It was actually just the latest chapter in a long and surprisingly persistent history of American interest in the island. So when you look at this timeline, what you're really seeing isn't just a couple of random attempts. It's a consistent strategic goal that stretches back over 150 years. This is no passing fancy, it's a long-term geopolitical objective. So what is it about this giant block of ice that's so darn valuable? All right, let's peel back the first layer of this mystery. The most obvious reason? It's purely military. You know the old saying in real estate, it's all about location, location, location. Well, in geopolitics, it's the exact same thing. Seriously, if you could just look at a globe from the North Pole down, it would click instantly. Any intercontinental ballistic missile fired from Russia towards the US would have to fly right over Greenland. That location makes it the absolute perfect spot for an early warning system. So here's the bottom line. America's ability to defend itself leans heavily on its presence in Greenland. If the US were to lose access to this forward base, it would create a massive, dangerous blind spot, a direct threat to the American mainland. And that question brings us to the next, and maybe even more profitable piece of the puzzle, the incredible, untapped wealth hiding under all that ice. And look, we're not just talking about a little bit of oil here and there. We're talking about resources so vital to our modern world that they've literally been called the oxygen for future technology. And this chart, it lays out the massive problem for, well, pretty much the entire Western world. Right now, China has a near monopoly on these rare earth minerals, the very things that power everything from your phone to a fighter jet. And Beijing has already shown it's willing to limit exports to get what it wants. Greenland is thought to have some of the biggest deposits of these minerals in the world. Getting a hold of it wouldn't just be an economic windfall, it would let the US completely break China's strategic monopoly and lock down its own supply chain for all the tech of the future. Okay, so you've got military power, you've got trillions in buried treasure. But believe it or not, that's not even the biggest prize, not by a long shot. The most game-changing reason is the one that climate change is literally carving into the world map as we speak. For centuries, this was the stuff of legends. Explorers literally died trying to find this shortcut between Asia and Europe. It was just an impassable maze of ice. But that is changing, and it's changing way faster than anyone ever predicted. Okay, just look at these numbers. It's mind-boggling. A cargo ship going from China to Europe right now takes the Suez Canal route, which is about 21,000 kilometers. The new Arctic route, it would slash that distance. 9,000 kilometers. That's not just a little shortcut. For a massive shipping company, we're talking about shaving off 10, maybe 15 days at sea. That's millions of dollars in fuel saved on a single trip. This is going to completely redraw the map of global trade. And right there, that is the ultimate prize. Because Greenland is sitting right at the mouth of this new global superhighway. Whoever controls Greenland basically owns the toll booth. They get to decide who gets to pass, when, and for how much. So, you start to see it now, right? The stakes here are absolutely massive. You've got this 3-layer cake: military dominance, resource independence, and now control over the future of global trade. The fallout, if any one country seizes control, would be enormous. I mean, just think about the dominoes that would fall. A forced takeover could shatter the NATO alliance, because remember, you'd be taking territory from an ally, Denmark. It would completely upend the global resource economy and could trigger an environmental catastrophe. And most importantly, it would trample all over the rights and self-governance of the Greenlandic people, threatening a unique culture that has survived for centuries. This isn't just a real estate deal. It's a move that could reshape the entire global order. So the future of this frozen island could literally set the stage for the next 100 years of world history. As the ice melts, it's revealing not just shipping lanes and mineral riches, but a dangerous new flashpoint for conflict. The big question is, will this new frontier lead to an era of cooperation, or will it become a new battlefield where might makes right?